Street apologist. 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 On the radio. Street apologist. Street apologist. Street apologist. Street apologist. Street apologist. Street apologist. Street apologist.
You guys don't realize how much power the so-called Jewish people have. You don't realize how much money they have.
The white man that calls himself a Jew, they got their own hospital. They own the entertainment industry. Right. They own the media.
Entertainment, whether it be sports, whether it be music, controlled mostly by Jewish people.
Who runs the media? Okay, watch this. That's the Illuminati.
They control the whole media. They control Hollywood. They control everything.
They control the economy. They control legislation. They control all the banks.
Jewish people, they run sports. They run music.
These people run the earth.
These people run the world.
These guys run the planet. They play victim, but they run the show. They're behind the curtains.
There shall be no might in your hands, no economic might, no political might, no military might, no might. That's what the prophecy says about the Jews. These demons got power.
Look, y'all went through your Holocaust. I don't believe it was 6 million. It's only 500,000 of them that went through the Holocaust. Nowhere near 6 million.
They are not the real Jews. They lie. They are imposters.
They are enemies for your sake.
You are enemies for our sakes.
You're not the Jews. You're evil. You're cutthroats. You're robbers. You're thugs.
They're not the Jews. They're the synagogue of Satan. They're the devil the Bible speaks of.
We are the Israelites. We are the real Jews.
And eventually we will own our oppressors. We will own those that have self-proclaimed themselves Jews.
We are the Israelites the Bible speaks of, and we will not apologize.
Been driving all along, feel like I'm dreaming. Okay.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Street Apologists Live. I'm your host, Vocab Malone. Just had to unmute myself. Today we're talking about the organization that stands against hatred of Jewish people called CANARY Mission and how they are really going after IUIC hard. Today is Friday, March 17th. It's about 2:40 here, Pacific time, Phoenix, Arizona. Please subscribe, all that jazz. Shout out to y'all. How you doing? Did you see that first video? I think we're going to have to watch it again and interact with it, okay? And that's really all today is. It's sort of a news update on this situation that's developing. Not everyone knows what CANARY Mission is. You can go to their website at canarymission.org. Actually, you want to see it real quick? Okay, I'll show you real quick. Let me Let me show it to you here and take that down. So they are pretty controversial. The reason they're controversial is they use very aggressive tactics and going after people who are proudly anti-Semitic, like IUIC. Shout out to Jay Fry. Thank you very much for the super chat. Much love. Appreciate it. You get the love, even if you didn't, but appreciate it, man. So here on their website, canarymission.org, that's what's going on there. And you can see really the ones they're going after lately are the Hebrew Israelites, but specifically IUIC, as you just saw by that first video. And honestly, doesn't IUIC deserve it? I mean, how can you not say they do? Canary Mission documents people and groups that promote hatred of the USA, Israel, and Jews. We investigate hatred across the North American political spectrum, including the far right, far left, and anti-Israel activists. Every individual and organization has been carefully researched and sourced. You can help expose hatred by alerting us to anti-Semitic activity on your college campus and beyond. And then here's the article. And here's what's wild. So this is brand new. It looks like they are even going up right to the brink of it's kind of like on the brink of doxing people. And that's where the controversial stuff is coming in. Let's see. What group is this guy with? So this is like literally brand new. So wow, that now it looks like, so this is live. So I haven't been to the website in just a minute. I mainly follow them on Twitter. It looks like they're even going after people now who are not part of IUIC. Yeah, because this guy, whoever this guy is, Raspy Rawls, he's Hebrew Israelite, all right, but I don't see any evidence he's with IUIC. And what they do is they take photos and screenshots of these folks, put their real name out there. Now, mind you, IUIC has done a similar thing to me. They regularly will call me agent, and then they'll use a variation of my government name. They do that on purpose, and they'll try to pronounce it kind of like the way, I guess, a stereotypical German Nazi would pronounce it when they pronounce my name. That's something that they do to me. Well, Canary Mission has given them a taste of their own medicine, and then some. Do you remember the video where I showed up when they were doing a church blitz here on the south side of Phoenix, and one of the guys with the camera went behind my vehicle and was recording my license plate? Now, that's some shady stuff, because if a person's license plate is connected to certain information, you can find out a lot of information with the right connections about a person. And that's what they were doing to me. IUIC here in Phoenix, and it was on video. The video exists. I forget which one it is, but it's one of the ones where they have umbrellas out. Not the most recent one, umbrella one, the one before that. So this is what Canary Mission does. So I warn you, they are very aggressive, but they're not playing around. And so they have IUIC in their sights. And this is pretty breaking. So look, they'll take IUIC members like this guy, and they'll create a whole page about him. Do you see what I'm saying? Create a whole page about these folks. And it is a very interesting tactic, and they're really specifically going after IUIC here. That seems to be their main focus. Now, they're doing a thing on Hebrew Israelism in general. It looks like about 5 days ago, March 13th, is where they really transitioned to focusing on Hebrew Israelites. And they're also, you can find all kinds of information about Canary Mission from, Wikipedia to other things like that. And that's on you if you want to do that. But, this is an interesting development and a new stage in this situation. We are witnessing, new levels of development with this whole Hebrew Israelite thing. And now I want to replay the video I played in the beginning, and let's do some commentary on it, because there may be some things in there we missed, and we need to talk about these clips. Let's go.
You guys don't realize how much power the so-called Jewish people have.
All right, so what they've done here is they have put the captions there. Most of the captions are right. I found maybe one that was a little bit of a mistake. as far as what it read, but that can happen sometimes. And they put the music there. There's an effect to that. And these are classic anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish tropes here.
You don't realize how much money they have.
The white man, they call themselves a Jew. They got their own hospital. They own the entertainment industry. They own the media.
Entertainment.
Now, that was actually at the Barclays Center when they were there marching, quote, for Kyrie. Now, this one is interesting because it does, I think this is IUIC, but I'm looking at the background to make sure. Someone needs to confirm that this is IUIC, because I know they're going after IUIC. These are clearly Hebrew Israelites. But look at these outfits, these uniforms. This doesn't look like anything IUIC would wear. So it's possible either this is one of those rare instances where IUIC was off-brand, or this may be a place where you have non-IUIC clips sneaking into their IUIC expose. But let's still watch this, because it is all One West Hebrew Israelites.
Whether it be sports, whether it be music.
Okay, watch this. That's the Illuminati.
Remember this guy? This is the guy, I think he's in Mississippi. He said some real foul stuff about Nefertiti. And they did some shows on me, too. This man is someone that is an example of the bad apples in IUIC. And he's actually in a leadership position. And his face actually reminds me of a lie that Nathaniel told. When Nathaniel was doing some media reports after the Kyrie march there, what they called, what was it, the Brooklyn Blitz, or I forgot what they called it exactly, but when they marched in Brooklyn before the Nets game when Kyrie played for them, I think in November and December, he said, oh, no, that's not all IUIC from all over the country. That's just people from the tri-state area. That's just people from Jersey and New York. This man's like from Mississippi, and I saw this guy. I was like, man, you flew people in. You busted them. Whatever you did, why are you lying? Just say it's from all over. They just will lie about stuff like that. And it's like, okay, if he was the only one, you could say, okay. But I saw a guy from Oklahoma. I saw dudes from all over. He's trying to lie about who. Like, there's no integrity with these groups. This man was there, and he's not from the tri-state area. I'm just saying. Oh, is it New Orleans? Word Assassins is saying it's New Orleans. I knew it was somewhere down south. I don't know why I thought it was there. And so was that dude from Oklahoma. Both the guys rap. They're both pretty good rappers, but still.
Who runs the media? Okay, watch this.
I mean, he's going to say this is the Illuminati.
That's the Illuminati.
They control the whole media. They control Hollywood. They control everything.
They control the economy. They control legislation. They control all the banks.
All the banks. Banks in Saudi Arabia. Banks in Iraq, banks in Iran, those are run by an internet. Really? Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you guys understand how this would not work? This guy loves to talk about me. This guy says all kinds of shady stuff about me. I don't know. He's like the main guy in IUIC who likes to talk about me. But watch this.
Jewish people, they run sports, they run music.
These people run the earth.
These people run the world.
These guys run the planet.
That's Ithon. Ithon is known to be the intellectual one of IUIC, the scholar, the academic. He's pretty ridiculous, honestly. He's extremely haughty and dismissive, but I've never heard him come up with anything that was impressive. They'll always say I'm being an agent of chaos while I say this, but Al-Azhar is clearly at a whole nother level from this guy. I don't know why IUIC touts him up there. He needs to, if they've got him doing administrative stuff, they need to have him stop doing administrative stuff and just focus on his research. Maybe go to grad school or something. Take some classes in ancient Near Eastern Semitic languages or literature or something like that. I don't know why this large organization has this guy as their professor type. It makes no sense.
They play victim, but they run the show.
Look at that. So that's a clear, way to really get people riled up against them. And somebody drop a link for CANARY Mission, one of my admins, please. It is not a Christian organization. And we as Christians, I know everyone is not a Christian who's watching this, we stand, though, with the Jewish people against anti-Semitism. It's one of the reasons we have a problem with Hebrew Israelism is it's prejudice and brings in divides and it's bigotry and brings in more social strife. We don't like that. We care about them being able to walk down the street and be safe and not be harmed because of stuff like this. And we're also not into lies, and these guys are telling lies.
They're behind the curtain.
There shall be no might in your hands.
So that's Nathaniel. What he's going to be saying here is they can't be the real people because they have all the power and we have none of the power.
No economic might, no political might, no military might, no might. That's what the prophecy says about the Jews. These demons got power.
See, so it's not just someone out there might be like, well, what's wrong with saying they have power? Isn't that a compliment? Isn't that a good thing? You know, but they're not just doing that. This is clearly anti-Semitic. These demons got power. It's not even. What if you were? Imagine if there was a clip on this show, and let's say I had a guest, and the guest referred to all of one of the ethnic groups IUIC identifies on the chart as demons, their whole ethnic group. You know, let's say the Chileans. What if they, which is not an ethnic group, which is part of the problems with the chart, but let's just say they said something like that. The demons. Think about that. Is that okay? No.
Look, y'all went through your Holocaust. I don't.
Oh, yeah. This is the clip we opened up the show with. IUIC, at least this particular guy, apparently is into Holocaust minimization.
Demons got power.
Watch this. Look, y'all went through your Holocaust.
Austin, Texas. Look at the minimization of the Holocaust. Do you realize that there are Jewish people on this earth who can hug loved ones still, who experienced the horrors of the Holocaust? Now, granted, they were younger when it happened, simply because of the amount of years that have lapsed since then. But this doesn't mean they couldn't even do it before. You know, thinking about a different thing. Remember when, they had some of the D-Day vets come back and go on the beach there. I think it was Spielberg and Hanks and all that. I don't know if it was in relationship to Saving Private Ryan or something like that. But what was that, 2000? Whenever they did that, those guys were alive and walking, and that was people alive and walking that knew them. And think about that, how that relates to the chronology of the Holocaust. So this is a real thing. And then there's relatives they can't hug because they died in the Holocaust. There's people who may not went directly through it, but in some way were affected by it. Maybe where their family lives or people they would have known. Do you see? This, and they're just minimizing it. This is why on every front, Christians should work to stop this. And I don't care if people think, Vocab, talk about something. Well, whatever. Do it till the wheels fall off.
I don't believe it was 6 million. It's only 500,000 of them that went through the Holocaust.
Bruh. I got to watch this whole video. I want to see what sources he cites for that. It was only 500,000, so it's trying to minimize, Holocaust. It is a good idea to go to the Holocaust Museum. Unless you are just a hateful bigot you can't go through that and not be moved and see the primary evidence right in front of your face. It's right there in video, in black and white. It's right there. And it's not the only place. It's just in D.C. is the place where it's all put together for you to see. Christians should be moved by that.
Nowhere near 6 million.
They are not the real Jews. They lie. They are imposters.
That's that dude from Oklahoma that raps. He's in friendly relationships with Shikari and all of them. Abayel, I think. He's an interesting guy. He's a good artist, but he's a hateful bigot, and that's why he's in this video put out by CANARY Mission.
They are enemies.
Oh, look at that. The leader of the Phoenix camp. Hello, good sir. I forgot his name off the top of my head. He never comes outside. I only see him in the videos. I kind of wonder if they prop him up just because they want some Spanish-speaking guys in the Phoenix camp. But over there on Thomas, that's where he's sitting inside the building all the time with his microphone and his, vest. And all. But I've seen him dozens of times. I don't even always confront him. They don't even know how many times I happen to drive by him because of how close I live to where they love to set up. I've never seen this dude outside. Does he ever partake? You know, even Nathaniel used to partake back in the day. Go to camp, bro. Come on, man. You don't just want to be one of these office Hebrew Israelites pushing pencils.
For your sake.
You are enemies for our sakes.
You're not the Jews. You're evil. You're cutthroat.
You're cutthroat. All of you. I mean, what? You're robbers, you're thugs. Look at this.
You're robbers. You're thugs.
They're not the Jews. They the synagogue of Satan.
Also, look at this dude's outfit. Like, imagine if the Minnesota Vikings play football in the year 3040. I feel like they would wear something like this. This is Minnesota Vikings, you know, a century from now.
Devil the Bible speaks of.
We are the Israelites. We are the real Jews.
Well, the louder you say it and the more often you say it, the truer it makes it, right? No.
And eventually we will own our oppressors.
Oh, well, I thought IUIC was the nice camp. I thought they were... Nope, here they are, talking about what they really believe deep down in their hearts, which is they want to own Jewish people. They want to have Jewish people as slaves. What a weird religion. The people you hate and despise the most, they're the ones that you want around you all the time to do your work for you. It's so bizarre. These dudes are in love with the idea of owning Jewish people. It makes them excited. I swear. I think that's why he gets up in the morning and puts on his black pants and purple garments and laces up his boots, is to dream of the day when he gets to own a Jewish person. What?
We will own those that have self-proclaimed themselves Jews.
70 U.S. branches, 20 overseas. That's almost 100.
The Bible speaks of, and we will not apologize.
Yes, please do share this video. Go on their Twitter, go on their Instagram, follow them and share it, okay?
How many roads? Too many signs, I can't read them. Wouldn't recognize the turn even if I seen it.
Sorry about that. It was trying to go into the next video. That's why I was doing that. But speaking of that, you guys ready for the next video? Just give me a second here. Let's play this next video. This is where they really point out the anti-Semitism of the Hebrew Israelites. This one is pretty chilling. Oh, wait, no, this is a different one?
Yeah, no, we support Hitler. Right. Because Hitler was killing your people, man. Hitler...
I forget which one this is. I think this is the one that's just about Hebrew Israelites in general, and then it moves into IUIC, if I'm not mistaken. But this first clip is especially ugly. Listen to this. It's CANARY. It's 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Listen to this.
Yeah, no, we support Hitler. Right. Because Hitler was killing your people, man. Hitler knew who the real Jews was. Right? Hitler wasn't oppressing my people. He was coming for your nuts. Right?
Did you guys just hear that? That's CANARY out there in Jersey. The New York, New Jersey campus CANARY is probably the worst one. I think the Seattle one might be worse. I'm not sure. But they're definitely probably the worst one from what I've seen. There's always these particularly bad camps within these groups, you know, and they're definitely the one. I mean, I don't even want to repeat what he said. I hope this stays up. But did you hear that?
Yeah, no, we support Hitler. Right. Because Hitler was killing your people, man. Hitler knew who the real Jews was. Right? Hitler wasn't oppressing my people. He was coming for your nuts. Right?
This dude likes that.
The real Jews are back on the streets. And you so-called fake Jews who stole our identity are going to go into slavery.
There's that theme again. So now it transitions from CANARY to IUIC. Here we go. Watch this footage. How is it not obvious he's a cult leader? Look at this. Bro.
Let me say this about the white people in Israel. They're the devil.
The devil is the same synagogue of Satan.
Just a little bit bigger. Nathaniel Ray.
Germans and the so-called Europeans that got burnt up. Okay, 6 million you said, right? 6.
See, this is what I'm saying. Sometimes you can say something without saying it. Watch real close. I swear a smile appears on his face. And he uses really irreverent language. Got burnt up. And then he turns as if like, oh yeah, that's the number? Yeah, right? Just read between the lines. I mean, it's bad enough what he's saying. But watch this. Watch this. This is the leader of IUIC.
The so-called Europeans that got burnt up. Okay, 6 million you said, right? 6 million Jews. They are the Edomites in the Bible. They're the devil.
So imagine after you talk about someone who got killed in the Holocaust, murdered that way, and then calling them the devil. That's what I'm saying, man. And then they like to put on their website, we're not a hate group. Yeah, he was an NYPD detective, and he did frame 2 innocent black men. Yeah, that's right. He framed some of his own Israelites there. IUIC is known for calling the cops and saying they'll call the cops. They've called the cops on UPK. They've called the cops on me. They threatened to call the cops on people. They talked about we are the snitches. As in IUIC is the snitches.
The one is the devil, the Bible speaks of.
There's Nathaniel out there speaking with his guards.
I want you to see all these fake so-called rabbis from the Jewish community.
Hear that?
You don't know what's...
Yo, what's up with these masks? Like, this is some real cultish... This is some cultish-ish
going on, and don't realize the demonic activity behind the scenes. So-called Jewish people. They're counterfeits, fakes, phonies, frauds. We're the Jews and you're not. Amalek, which is a descendant of Esau, that's the so-called Jewish people. That's them.
So watch this. This man Nathaniel was at the Wailing Wall, right? Western Wall over there. And you know how at the Western Wall what you do is you put a prayer to Hashem, as they would say. You put a prayer to Hashem, the God of Israel, Yahweh. You put a prayer and you put it in the cracks of the wall. Now, it's technically not really part of the wall. The temple was actually the outer part because no stone was left unturned. Just like Jesus said, ain't nothing on top of each other, you know. But this outward wall, now known as the Western Wall, it's a common practice for people to do that. This dude's going to write on here, death to Esau. As in, let all these people around me die. Because remember, he just said, I think they're Amalek, which is the descendant of Esau. That's what I'm saying. This is who these dudes are. This is a leader. This isn't some underling. Look at that.
What did it say, Bishop?
Death to all Esau. But guess what?
He's all smiling. Death to all Esau. These dudes are literally like villains. Like comic book villains come to life.
Control the media. They got radio. They control the press. What do Jewish organizations do? Lie, lie, lie.
These guys dress like Thanos and act like Red Skull.
The same lies from the 1400s.
Look at this. This is some weird cultic-ish.
The same lies from the 1500s.
They make fun of the Pope. This is... Watch this. What is the... There's a scene here real quick where there's a lady like gripping onto him like he's John Bon Jovi in the 80s. Watch this.
Lie. The same lies from the 1400s. The same lies from the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s.
This. She thinks she's a Jersey girl from 1989 gripping on to Nathaniel's arm like she's going to get an autograph. Like, what is... Look at her. Her face is like, this is my savior. And look, the dude next, he's like security. He's like, hold on to her arm. Like, don't go too far with that, Bishop. It's some weird stuff, man. This is a strange cult. And it's a hateful, bigoted, anti-Semitic cult. And so, can we say anything else other than we're glad CANARY mission is going after them? What else can you say?
We are the Israelites the Bible speaks of, and we will not apologize. Trust me, you have not seen our full strength yet.
You have not seen our full strength yet. You have yet to begun to realize the power of the dark side. I mean, he's saying ha 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 ha. You know what I mean? That's how cartoonish their villainy is. But I mean, the sad thing is, it's real.
The so-called Jewish people behind the scenes. There is the so-called Jewish people.
Hey, this one is epic. Check this out. What they're gonna do here is they're going to show how those Unite the Right white supremacists in Charlottesville who's marching around talking about Jews will not replace us, which I didn't understand at the time. But then I covered that manifesto by that Buffalo guy. And that Buffalo guy adopted this replacement theory. I'm not talking about what people call replacement theology, but this replacement theory is the idea that Jewish people have traditionally moved in lesser or inferior people into a host population with the intent to usurp them and weaken and destroy them. Usually the narrative is from some kind of white Euro joint, okay? And so this guy, the reason why he wanted to go kill black folks in Buffalo in that supermarket, which he drove like an hour to do, he felt that Jewish people were moving in black folks to usurp the white population. So he called them breeders or something like that. And so that's who he went after. But if you read his manifesto, which I did, we covered on the show in depth twice on 2 different shows, he was in there talking about, that's who we really wanted to go after, but he only had access to kill these folks. It's still wicked hateful. And by the way, that's why when you see that case, you definitely should be all about that death penalty. There's no other just punishment for what that man did. But these dudes have a similar version. Now, their replacement, they're using the word replacement a little bit different here. Okay, they are using the word replacement different than the white supremacist, I think. They're using in the sense of substitute us in for themselves. But it's interesting, the comparison. So watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this.
The so-called Jewish people, behind the scenes, there is the so-called Jewish people, behind the scenes, there is a conspiracy of them against us, trying to replace us.
Jews will not replace us! Jews will not replace us!
The Jews want to replace us. Jewish people want to replace us.
Jews will not replace us!
The Zionists lie. All of them in their complicity in the conspiracy of attempting to replace us.
Jews will not replace us!
You get it? Do you see? You get it? It's the same type of hate, just from a different angle. It's like 2 sides of the same coin. You see this?
The so-called Jewish people, behind the scenes, there is the so-called Jewish people, behind the scenes, there is a conspiracy of them against us, trying to replace us.
Jews will not replace us! Jews will not replace us!
The Jews want to replace us. Jewish people want to replace us.
Jews will not replace us!
The Zionists lie. All of them in their complicity.
That's a Phoenix guy right there.
In the conspiracy of attempting to replace us.
Jews will not replace us!
I'm glad CANARY Mission. Let me try to line up this last one. Let me see if this is it. I believe it is. I think this is the last clip here.
We are the real Jews.
They stole your heritage. I will take them of the synagogue of Satan. They are not the real Jews. They lie. And they say they are Jews, come on, and are not. So who are these people that are calling themselves Jews? They are imposters. The same white man that calls himself a Jew, what did he do? Look at our music. Who controls the music that you heard, that your kids heard? The drill music that got them killing each other. The white man that calls himself a Jew, they got their own hospitals. They got their own police department. Matter of fact, hell, they own the entertainment industry. They own the media. Oh, it's a conspiracy. These guys are making it up. They're just saying it's a cabal. No, listen, these guys run the planet.
That's Deacon Ithon, one of the top guys. You hear him?
They play victim, but they run the show. They're behind the curtains. These guys are behind closed doors. They're behind the record labels. They're behind the music. They're behind the sports. They're behind all the influence. And they play victim, but they run everything.
Let me talk to you guys for a second here. Let me flip over to another scene. Some of you might even identify in some way as Christian, although I'm embarrassed that you would identify as Christian if you're going to be the way I'm about to describe you. Some of you actually think these guys, these anti-Semitic, unbiblical, cultic, anti-gospel preachers of IUIC are speaking truth when they speak about Jewish people in this way. Number one, it's not true. It's based upon a bunch of conspiracy theories and lies and things that no one should feel comfortable about doing with any group. These large stereotypes, speaking about them this way, it's all wrong. It's not okay. Let's just say something like it was true. for the sheer practical fact that a lot of times this results in Jewish persecution and Jewish death. It's not something we should be bandying in. And this is not the message of Christians, take this pill, those kinds of Christians. Man, you need to get this gospel, repent and believe. And guess what? He's a Jewish Messiah, preceded by Hebrew prophets, taking place largely in a land of the Middle East and in northern Africa, very little to do with Europe. And you want to put out something, you want to go, you want to be anti-Semitic. It's not anti-Semitic, it's just truth, it's facts. You Christians, so-called, who traffic in this anti-Semitic stuff, and I know that, anti-Semites, they don't want to be labeled that way. Well, whatever, you are. It's an embarrassment. It's a shame. And I see people come on here, and you actually end up agreeing with some of these Hebrew Israelites, you guys. Some of you guys that have these same kind of views. Now, when you're that far gone in your bigotry, the Lord can do anything. And I pray that the Lord moves on the hearts of men and women who hold some of this nonsense, to give them a new heart and love for people and really realize what Galatians is all about and Ephesians 2, and just be in a different place. At one point we had to scripturally convince, if you want to put it that way, people who were Jewish and Hebrew, hey, these Gentiles aren't so bad, let them in. I'm minimizing, but you understand. Ephesians 2, for example. Well, now we've got to tell these Gentiles that think they're in some way associated with Christ, hey, don't be hating on people just because of their lineage and whatever conspiracy theory you want to adopt with them, And I'm in a strange boat because I'm not a dispensationalist, I'm Reformed, and so some people are like, well, then that doesn't mean I don't think Israel should not have a right to exist, because she does. That doesn't mean I don't think on a pragmatic, practical way there should be general support by Israel, which is the only democracy in the Middle East. I do think we should. And on the list goes, okay? Now, just getting into other realms here besides just strictly theology, but these things overlap. Now, back to this point of the show, because we're going to have to get out of here in a little bit here, okay? CANARY mission is established in 2014. I'm reading some from the profiles online. And what they do is compile these dossiers on student activists, professors, organizations. Usually they focus on people affiliated with North American universities. And I have the Wikipedia entry up for me, by the way. So if someone looks at it, you'll see a lot of them saying this from there. But my understanding is this is right. And they go after people that would be viewed as anti-Israel or especially anti-Semitic. And then they'll send these names that they've compiled of listed students to prospective employers. Now, I don't know exactly how they would do that, but somehow they do that. And apparently, CANARY mission has been used, according to this, by Israeli government and border security officials to interrogate, deny entry to what's called BDS, that movement, pro-boycott, divestment, and sanctions people, and employers. And so it's basically like a blacklist. And here's where I'm going with this. They've started taking on the Hebrew Israelites, but specifically IUIC, on their list that they've compiled, and you can go to the website and see it. I didn't really put the people up very extensively because I didn't know how comfortable I felt doing that just yet. I don't know. It's right on the borderline of doxing. They don't get people's addresses and phone numbers and emails, but they give their social media profiles and their real names and generally their city and stuff like that. It's mainly IUIC so far. And some of these people were public. The information's all out there. It's not like it's private. I mean, this is the internet age, unfortunately. But what they do is they embarrass people. They shame people into not being openly anti-Semitic. And here's what I'm saying by that. When you have some of these people who are so far gone in their anti-Jewish bigotry, honestly, I don't know, besides the salvation that can happen if the Lord changes their heart, if there is any other better way. So this isn't throwing people in jail. It's not saying hurt them. That's not something that happens here. That's not what this is about. But it is trying to embarrass and shame and limit how open and proud they are. If you have people this far gone in their hatred, this may be the best way to deal with it. I'm still working through this, and you'll see what I'm saying when you look at this. But you got to do something. You know, people say it, but I think it's okay to say it. We don't want another Holocaust or anything like it. We want the United States, don't we, to be one of the few safe havens for Jewish people on this planet, especially visibly Jewish people. I mean, I do. What about you? So some people say, you know, their tactics are too aggressive. And some say, hey, you know, you even go after community activists who are just in solidarity with Palestine, students, faculty members, whatever. Now, the operators maintain their anonymity, which I have trouble saying that word, which I think that's a good idea because the kind of work they do, you know they would be coming after them at a whole nother level. So you can read about all this, blah, 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 blah. But what's crazy is the fact that they're doing this with these Hebrew Israelites. I do want to show a couple pictures. I haven't shown them yet, but I would like to see some of your guys' comments and stuff like that real quick. And let's see what they say here. Let's see what you guys, I want to hear your guys' perspective. I'm going to put some comments on the screen. Some of them I'm not going to, read. I'm just going to put on there. Yeah, we do got some people spamming up in here. Shout out to Caldwell Apologetics. Everybody subscribe to his channel. Brother does amazing work. Israelite only camp killer IUIC. I don't know who you are. I've seen your stuff. You do put some good clips up. And I like the work you do. It's hard for me because the killer in your name. I understand you don't mean it for real, but it's like the killer. It's like, you know. Anyways, Tanky Bot, we get it. You're a Zionist, Vocab. So anytime, I stand up for Jewish brothers and sisters, I'm a Zionist all of a sudden. I mean, if you're saying a person who believes Israel has a right to exist as a Zionist, then I guess I would be. That's not really what I think of the definition of Zionist, but if that's it, then okay. I don't know. Folks are interesting. Very interesting. No, I didn't say that, but okay, whatever. I'm putting your comments so you can see it there. Would you be interested in debating kingdom in context? Do you mean kingdom through covenant? I'm not sure what you mean by that. But everyone definitely should subscribe to Caldwell Apologetics. And I see... Well, Ben Yeshurun, that's not really what I don't want the Department of Justice to go after groups we disagree with. The government is not supposed to be the enforcer of bad theology. You know what I'm saying? Christians shouldn't want the government to be the answer to stop these groups. Now, if they commit a crime or they're planning on it, regardless of their religion, then yes. But, that's not what that's what the apologists are supposed to be for. Look at this. Hebrew Israelism is BS, but this is all true. The small hats are behind all evil. Behind all evil? Where's the Bible verse that says something like that? Behind all evil? This small hats thing, it's not that clever. We know anti-Semitic people love saying it, My goodness. Yeah, boy. Just looking through the comments real quick here. You guys are killing me, some of you. I don't know. Honestly, sometimes I don't know how do they get this way? You know what I mean? Like, how do you get so hateful? Like, how do you walk around living where you have that much hatred in your heart? I'm not saying I'm, Barney, but I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Yeah, that's true. I could, if I wanted to, Johnny Luck, why can't we hate our oppressors? Sometimes you do have to just laugh at it, though, right? We're winding down. I'm just looking at the comments. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, what's up, D New? I wonder if Canary Mission will watch this. I don't know. I've hit them up a few times on little things, you know, where I was just asking them questions and stuff like that. Johnny Luck, Sakari destroyed you, so now you... Yeah, I don't think so. Did you watch the video where I taught my least favorite student, Deacon Haka, the ins and out of textual criticism? Remember I told you he would not respond to it? He didn't respond to it. Instead, he just did some hit piece based upon his sergeant's work. Because he cannot respond to it. It's not possible for him. It was just not possible. He really needs to step his game up. I don't think that he will anytime soon because he's had enough success doing what he does. So the lowest of standard is all that's required. And he meets that low standard every time, you know? So I don't think he will, but I don't know what you're talking about, honestly. You know, it's like we're watching two different videos. But just going through, looking through everything, and I'm interested in your comments. I would like to see comments also underneath this video. Tell me what you think about Canary Mission's tactics. Subscribe to Alton Johnson, by the way. Tell me what you think about them. I'd love to hear what you think about their tactics. Yeah, good point, Trill Will. Good point. I'd love to hear what you think about that, and let me know also, what's the source for the vid? The source for the vid is Canary Mission. So on their Twitter page, they've dropped a bunch of new videos recently where they're specifically going after IUIC. And it's also on their Instagram, and it's all over. They're really going after them. And so Canary Mission is a organization that I don't know, you know, their beliefs as a whole or anything like that. But I know that they just go after people who show their Jewish hatred, and they expose them for what they are and let people know what's going on, you know? So, yeah. All right, let's see what else. The reason is the way... Yeah, I'm just looking through the comments here real quick. And still be interesting. Who is Yeptha? Who's that? You're shameful, Christians. I can't stay for long. Usually I don't read all the comments like this, but yeah, sorry, I am really looking through it. Okay, so that's really what I wanted to talk about today, and let's just show a couple of the other things that Canary Mission is doing here. And this is where, you know, it's like, let me know what you think of these tactics, because it gets pretty controversial. So here we go. Let's look first here. They've got a little thing they created for Hebrew Israelites in general. Let's find out. I think it's generally accurate and generally true here. This is teachings of Hebrew Israelites that they put out. Jewish people are fake Jews, not the real Jews. Yep. You know what? Every time that it's accurate description, we'll hit this button. Jewish people stole the identity of the true Jews, i.e. black people. That's true, except if they're one Westers, they're going to add Hispanic and Native American. Jewish people force blacks into other religions and usurp their identity. True, except if they're one Westers, they're going to add not just black on there. And also, if they're mainly exposed in IUIC, that man is a member of ICGJC. But I understand this is about Hebrew Israelite belief, not specific to IUIC, so that's okay there. Jews worship Satan and or are devils. That is true as well, as far as these groups saying that. By the way, I just want to explain to everyone, I'm not saying any of these points are true. I'm saying these are things that Hebrew Israelites of the One West variety really teach, okay? Understand? That's what that means. Jews are responsible for the black slave trade. That's definitely something that you hear, and I think that's a ripoff from Farrakhan. I don't know if the Nation of Islam was the first one to get into that, but that's what I've seen so far. And I even saw Dow touting Farrakhan's stuff. Jews control the media, World Bank's government, and entertainment industry. You see that too. Jews or white people are Edomites, i.e. descendants of Esau, the biblical Jacob's wicked brothers. True, that's what they say. They get specific with Amalek. Jews descended from the Khazars, a multi-ethnic Turkic people in Eastern Europe between the 7th and 10th centuries, and thus are not Israelites. They do say that too, which gets kind of confusing because that means you have to have the Khazars being Amalekites somehow. You see what I'm saying? It gets really like convoluted there, but I mean, this is what these guys teach. So what do you do? I'm not going to show any others except just some of these images that they're putting up on their website. You know, they're having these articles. So they have a whole like article thing with IUIC where you can look at it, and these are the images there. And they have one not just on IUIC, but Hebrew Israelites in general. And then was also specific to Nathaniel himself. And he did say this. He really said that quote on the screen. You know, they like to share those inspirational quotes on IUIC social media. Well, how about Canary Mission share some of the anti-Semitic ones also on social media? And they will never run out because there are tons. So look, if you appreciate what I do here, please like this video. Please subscribe. Please become a Patreon, patreon.com/vocab. Please follow me across social media at Vocab Alone. And please leave a comment. And with that, we got to get out of here. God bless y'all. Peace.